It's really important being a young man, right, and a good person in general, to have and understand what personal branding means, and also leaving a legacy means, right? There's multiple different ways to pinpoint leaving a legacy, whether it be financial or whether it be just being who you are and leaving something behind, right? How many of y'all want to have kids one of these days at some point? All right, so when you have I have a 2.5-year-old daughter, and so for me, leaving a legacy is big, right? I have to make sure that I leave the planet better than I found it, and that she can come behind something great. All right, go ahead. Come on. So y'all already heard the intro. No need to go through that. Go ahead and click over that. So, all right. So, what's personal branding? What do you guys think personal branding is? I'll pick on this brother right here. He's Xavier.
So I would say a personal brand would be, I guess, an image that other people see you as.
All right, good one. All right, what about you? What do you think?
A representation of who you are by looks or actions that you do.
All right, good. All right, go ahead, sir. What do you think personal branding is?
You said an image or your reputation, how you represent yourself.
Perfect. All right, so the image of a leader is naturally linked to the brand that they represent. So let's say, for example, you started a company and you go out to network, with other people. You go out to events, you go to the mall, you go to schools, you go anywhere, right, outside in the world, but they look at you as a representation of your brand, right? If you own LVMH, right, or Louis Vuitton, everywhere you step outside of the corporate headquarters is not just where that brand stops, right? When you meet people, you're LVMH, right? When you go to the store, you're LVMH, right? When you make transactions, you're LVMH. So you have to make sure that you link yourself to your brand correctly as a person, and if you're doing business, so that way everybody views you the right way, right? A compelling personal image builds trust and credibility, and you have to stand out from the crowd. Y'all mentioned that earlier, talking about being in the organization and doing other things and being a man. Standing out is very, very important, right? Now, how many of y'all believe that being honest with your followers, right, with people that I'd say like what you're saying, like what you're doing, is important? How many of y'all think that's important? Right? You build trust that way, right? Y'all have social media. How many of y'all have social media in here? Everybody probably, right? So if you have social media, everything that you do on social media builds your personal brand. And you build trust with individuals on information that you share, right? So one, the information has to be valid, right, and accurate, right? Anything that I'm sharing is going to be true and accurate on what I'm talking about, whether it be credit, financial literacy, education, whatever the case may be. That's how we're going to build trust. Go next. Important to personal branding, it showcases your personality, right? Now, how many of y'all have a hard time being in front of camera? Nobody. That's dope. Oh, okay, kind of. All right, cool. How many of y'all love being in front of the camera and talking, and just representing yourself and representing things, right? Okay, it's not too bad, right? So you have to showcase your personality when you do that, right? You can't be kind of lull and dull and all that, but you want to be excited about what you're talking about and bring something great to the table to showcase how you are as a person, right? You want to act as a catalyst to build personal networks and build a platform that you're known for. But the biggest thing I'd say is networking. Now, how many are good at networking? Or how many of y'all are getting into networking a little bit, stepping into some of those rooms, right? When you step into the room, you want to build a presence of some sort, right? And be a strong presence. When you walk in, they know who you are, where you've been, what you've done. Or you can come in quiet too. And you can do what? On the wall. Act like a fly on the wall, but you can observe. When you network sometimes, you want to see and scope the room and study who's around you so you can figure out, can I offer this person something? Right? You want to give more than you take when it comes to networking, right? Can we do something together? Is there anything that I need to know? Is there anything that they may need to know, right? All those questions go back and forth in your head as you're networking. I've done a lot of that in my time in business and just as a person out there in the corporate world. When I used to work at Microsoft and other tech companies and other companies in general, there's a place for you to understand how to network well, when to network well, okay? So you definitely want to understand that as a gentleman as well. Go ahead, you can go, yeah. So the framework, right? Define your tone of voice. when you're defining your tone of voice, you want to push out information and knowledge and things about yourself that's in the proper tone. How many of y'all have heard of individuals in social media that say something, but it's in the wrong tone? Or a brand falls down because it was saying something in the wrong tone. Like, you know, you've probably been in a situation, right? Or maybe a relationship, personal relationship, or a corporate relationship. You're like, dang, man, I said that the wrong way. Right? I did this the wrong way. You didn't mean it though, right? You didn't mean it, but that's how it came across, right? And so the tone of voice of what the message you're bringing across is also very important when you're talking about personal branding. Identify our unique value proposition. Mr. Matthew, what do you think a unique value proposition is? Or what do you think a value proposition is in general?
Value proposition? It's probably, honestly, I have no idea.
Okay. That's okay. No, that's okay. All right. So you're bringing something to the table that you know is unique about you, right? And that you can do, right? What else? What do you think a unique value proposition is from your perspective?
Say what you said.
What do you think a unique value proposition is from your perspective?
That's my first time hearing that too.
Okay. All right. That's okay.
Something like you were saying, something unique you bring to the table. It could be like the way you talk to people could be unique, something like that.
Okay. Kind of getting there. So if you're trying to build relationships, right? What is it that you bring to the table that's different than anyone else, right? What is it that you bring that you can create value for that person in that relationship, whether it's a personal relationship or a business relationship or a transaction? How are you different than somebody else, right? Why would you pick a Mercedes versus a Lexus? Or a Bentley versus a Ferrari, whatever that may be? They all have their unique what? Value proposition that they bring to the table for the consumer.